From different parts of Kenya, a live studio audience is about to shoot unscripted questions. This is Agenda Kenya with Jason Nyantino.
On Agenda Kenya tonight, Honorable Dr. Willy Mutunga, Chief Justice, Republic of Kenya, and Gladys Mwanafunzi, Chief Registrar of the Judiciary. Many thanks for joining us. Welcome to this very first edition of Agenda Kenya in this fifth series. And tonight on the show, we are looking at the judiciary and we're finding out, is this institution ready now to deliver justice to all Kenyans? I got a fantastic audience coming in from Kisumu County, Nyandarua County, and of course, Nairobi County. Welcome aboard. Honorable Mutunga, just to start us off, since you took over as the Chief Justice, roughly, or in a catalog, can you just tell us some of the major things that you've done as a new Chief Justice?
The major things?
Major things, yes.
Let me start by saying that when we talk about the judicial reform agenda, it's inspired by and anchored on the Constitution, which Kenyans fought for and which they, overwhelmingly voted for. So that has been the basis of our reforms. And so if I can highlight, some of them, Kenyans have talked a lot about backlog, of cases.
Yes.
We've hit the ground running on that one.
What are you doing about it?
Well, first of all, the root causes of backlog was one, personnel. So we've hired judges. We have doubled the number of judges in the High Court and the Court of Appeal. Doubled the number of magistrates. We are hiring judicial clerks and judicial research associates for judges. We are also computerizing. There's a lot of work on ICT.
Yes.
Just to make sure that judges don't have to write in longhand, which is creating a lot of arthritis and other stuff. So,
by the way, what is the practice the world over? If we have to prevent our judges from writing, what is the option? Is it shorthand? How do they?
Oh, various, what we are doing in terms of ICT, it's a lot of inventions. There are actually pens that can record what you write. Mm-hmm. There is software on voice, so that judges don't have to write, and then there's the whole issue of recording, whether it's audio or video.
That's on backlog. Any
Yes.
other things that you're doing as a new CJ?
I think we're also restoring the independence of the judiciary, which is also anchored on the Constitution. We are guarding that jealously. I think that's, and there is evidence that we've done that. We've dealt with issues of corruption. In various ways.
How are you tackling corruption, especially, because that concerns us a lot?
Yeah, it concerns Kenyans. The corruption in the judiciary is at various levels. A lot of people, a lot of Kenyans.
Just give us an overview quickly, because I know some questions will arise on that.
The overview is that you got to know the levels where the corruption is. Judges hawk decisions, the clerks hide files, the private sectors, bribes judges and magistrates. The advocates do it. Okay. Kenyans do it. So we, in the judiciary, we just trying to make sure that files don't disappear. People
at all levels.
At all levels, and make sure that where we've identified corrupt practices, we are putting an end to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Gladys. From where you sit, But then, what's your main job description? What does a registrar of the judiciary actually do?
I'm the administrative support head of the judiciary. So you'll find that as the judges have to hear cases, they've got to have some sort of professional judicial administration support. The CJ talks about ICT recording, who will manage that, who will store that. So the administrative arm is the one supposed to ensure that we have servers to store that information, that we have database managers to be able to store that information and available to judicial officers that is required, manage the human resources, fiscal management, you know, the budgeting,
so are you
the
the
planning.
one who's going to send our judges to computer school?
Yes.
One of these fine days.
When the decision has been made by the judicial officers that they need to have to be trained in ICT, for example, in terms of preparing the schedule, in terms of who goes for training on which day, which places they go to undertake the training, even the equipment that they require in order to undertake the training, that would be provided by the administrative arm.
How long have you been in the judiciary?
I came in fact, later than the Chief Justice in September.
September last year.
Yes, end of September last year.
What is that one thing that you'll point out and say, this is my brainchild in the judiciary?
I'm still new, so I cannot talk about my brainchild.
Okay.
I'm fairly new, but you know, we've all come in with experiences that the judiciary would require, and which is, for example, employing technology, and most importantly, professionalizing the administration of the judiciary.
Okay.
Hospital doctors see the patients, but they have administrators to run the hospital. So I'm similar to that in my team for the sake of the judiciary.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Let's roll up our sleeves now for tonight's debate. Tony Ndolo, you're up next with your first question of the evening. Tony, where are you?
I'm Tony Ndolo from Kitui County. Yeah.
Oh, that's your county.
My question to the Chief Justice. Are our courts abusing the independence of the judiciary by issuing injunctions on almost every aspect of national importance? For example, the Nancy Baraza case and the setting up of the tribunal to vet the judges.
All right, thank you. Tony, your take.
I'm sorry, Tony, although you come from my county, I can't answer that question. Any question that is pending in any of the courts, for me, will be, you know, inappropriate to answer, because those cases might end up in the Supreme Court, you know, where I'm the president, and they might embarrass me. So I hope you understand why I can't answer that question.
But looking at, I know you comment on this recently, but on a general account, I think probably we need to educate Kenyans also so that they understand where courts are also coming from. So as the Honorable CJ, I know you've touched on that, but a little more. I mean, when a court delivers a ruling, how should we understand it? Do we then take it on as the gospel truth that the court has spoken? So that is the end of the story.
Yeah. So that makes it general, which is fine with me. Okay. First of all, let's get the principles right. Judges are human beings, and they can make mistakes. And I think what Kenyans are doing is to tell the judges that you've decided, but we think this decision is not just, right? And I think that is your constitutional responsibility, you know, where you pressurize judges to basically say there's a distinction between implementing or applying the law and the justice, because those are different. We think you've made this decision. We think it's not just. And I think that's within the rights of Kenyans to do it. But it's also important to know that when we talk about the rule of law, we talk about independence of the judiciary. It's respecting that decision. You can't, however you feel about that particular decision, compare it to a toilet paper, as somebody did, or basically say you are not going to obey it. Because if we go that way, then, there's no rule of law. And that's why I've been saying people should appeal, people should
Because there are
move.
avenues.
There are avenues to challenge it. In fact, I think a lot of judges, when they make mistakes, they are itching to correct. So
I hope so.
Yeah, that's the time, somebody can go to court and say, review this.
Related to that, Honorable Chief Justice, I think there was a ruling, the Court of Appeal has stopped vetting of judges. I think that one has already, I think we can talk about it because the ruling has been given. The vetting of judges has been stopped.
Yeah, for 21 days.
Yet we expect that this process, because it goes in tandem with so many other things, the elections date is pegged there. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think my view is that the lawyers involved in it, those who feel this is not just, should appeal.
They should appeal.
Yeah, appeal against it. And,
so the next level definitely will be the Supreme Court?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Yes.
Gladys, rulings generally. I don't know whether you can comment a little bit about the rulings that have come in lately.
I think it's not my place to comment on issues relating to rulings. Like I said, as you see myself and the Chief Justice here, the Chief Justice really is the judicial head. I mean, giving direction in terms of jurisprudence, the way cases are heard, and so on. The Office of the Chief Registrar deals with administrative, yes, and giving support so that if they want to hear cases faster, and it requires technology to be employed for them to hear the cases faster, we'll do that. The issue relating to recording of proceedings, if they need to do that, we'd produce that. What we would say is that they would, the kind of support we would give in terms of the rulings to make them have better rulings is, one, improve the process of training of the judges, make sure that they have legal researchers that are available to support them in making sure that their decisions are well researched and that they get on their hands every reading material or resource material that they could possibly get. And so that's as far as, but also most importantly, that those rulings do come out, in fact, in time and quickly. Yeah. So, and then the debate, of course, as to whether they were right or wrong, that's up to the public.
That's a different story altogether. Yes. Thank you very much. We must take a break now. But before we do that, if you're watching us from home and you have an issue with the judiciary, you want to communicate directly with the judiciary, there are contacts on your screen, the email address we are running, and we're going to run it through the show so that you can email directly with the judiciary or to the judiciary. We are back in a moment.